hello, here we are back for the next installment, the next stage of fitting the reverse camera on the BMW E46 M3 convertible. So what I've done so far, you've got your video cable, your power supply. So what I've done so far is cable tied the cable all the way through, both of them. So you've got video cable there, power cable here, and cable tied them in to follow the loom as we go through. The tricky bit is where it comes to here. You've got to feed both the cables through there to come out this hole. Not that tricky, but yeah, a little bit there. The really hard part is getting the cables through this. I used a piece of fence wire I had. Thankfully, it's actually plastic coated. So I had cut that off before, so you don't want a sharp edge because you don't want to be piercing the rubber. But it's quite a task getting the two cables through rotten things. So you've got to use that piece of wire. The way I did it, I went in reverse because you've got the connector on this side. So you've got to push the tape your the way I did it was first work the fence wire through this, come out the other end. Then I taped the power wire onto it, continued to pull that through. Then I did the same with the video cable, except the video cable I came back the other way. So to pull because there's not enough room in this flexible hose. So what I did was taped the video cable to the far end, and this time pulled the fence wire out, and obviously pulled back the video cable with it. The big problem, really annoying, is that it's impossible. Where is it? It's impossible to get that through there. Just will not go. So unfortunately, you're left with the undesirable thing of cutting the cable. I don't like doing that in the video cable, but you got no choice, otherwise you won't get it through there. I wanted it through there to be nice and neat, so I'm trying to keep with the OEM look. Then of course I've had to solder it back together here, but I've done a continuity test both ends just with the simple multimeter. Done a continuity test and it's all fine. So I soldered that up, taped it up, and that's ready to go. So I'll just leave that sit there for now. Now the other thing you need to be aware of, what you need to do is when this is off in here, where is it? Can't see it. Now in this hole, can you see down there? Probably not. Inside there's a hole. Can I zoom in? Try and see if I can show you. We'll get that out of the way. There's another hole at the bottom of that. I don't know if you'll see. And so you've got to come inside the boot, and you'll see under there where this power cable is, there's a hole straight through from the top there down to here. So you want to pull the wires through where I've got them so far. So there's my power cable, and I've got my video cable through. For the moment, I'm not going any further than that, so I've just got them through, poking through inside the boot. That means you can pull all this back together and not have to worry about it. So you've got it through there, and then we've just got to run this back through, but that'll be in the next stage of the video. So I'm not going to go any further right now. In the next installment, we'll hook up power and we'll run the video cable over to the TV module. That's where it's got to connect to. This connects up to the TV module, but I'll talk about more of that later on. Yeah, not right now, but that's the stage we're at the moment. All right, so that's it for this video. I hope that helps you so far. And so you can see it all looking nice and neat, all following OEM. So once we put all the trim back in, I've got it all laid out here. Once you put the trim back in, should, disappear, look nice and neat. And I like having it inside the rubber because it looks nice and neat. And of course, make sure, get the video, zoom in, make sure you got the arrows upward in that position when you put this back. And the same here on this one, you'll see with an arrow there, that's got to be upward like that as well. And when you push this rubber in, make sure those two, you see these two rubber tongues, make sure they're in. Very easy to get in. Just simply put the bottom edge of the rubber in there, in the hole. A bit hard to do with one hand. And you just simply push the rubber in place. You'll see it will fall in. Just like that. There you are. And you do the same with this one. Tuck these cables in. And you do the same thing. Just put the edge of the rubber in. And then that bit should just almost clip in just like that. And there you have it. All hidden away. Ready for the trim. Although I'm not putting the trim back in just yet, because I've sent my handle away to be resprayed, because for mine it had a couple of chips on it and the odd scratch here and there, so I decided whilst it's off the car I shall get it painted. So I hope to have that back in a day or two. Once I get that back, we'll do a vid of reinstalling that and connecting this end up with the camera, and then we can put the trim back and then work on the TV module after that. But I won't do that until I get the handle back in and all this trim back in, so we can close off that part of the project and then move on. There you are. Hopefully that's been of use to you people, and if you like it, let me know, and if I can give any other advice, just ask. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye bye. Okay, welcome back. So now I've got my handle back. So what we've done, we've connected up the power connector, obviously cable tied onto the harness, and we've got the video feed that I've connected up. I just put a bit of tape around it because there was some exposed the metal earthing on the video connector, so I thought I'd just cover it up, and also just cable tied it all in. Cable's going through there, handle's back in place, just got to put the badge on, but yes, all back in place. Video camera, where is it? Video camera's looking good so far. Can't really see it great there, but there you are. So it's starting to come along. And of course got my updated reflector inside the number plate light there, and of course you've got a new LED light for the other light, because the camera replaces that light. So all in place. So I went ahead and did it anyway. I wasn't going to show you how to do it because I'm sure other people show you how to do it, but nonetheless quite easy. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws and a 5th one in here, and that's all you need to pull it out. And of course for the lock mechanism, that connects in here, and then you're good to go. Connect the other bits up, and now we can put the trim back on, and that's the boot lid done. Yeah, that's the next installment. So I'll go ahead and put the boot trim back on and the toolkit and all that, ready to continue on and connect this side of it up. We'll see you in a bit. Here we are at the stage of, yeah, we've run all the cables as I've said for the camera. We've now got the handle mounted in place. Got the cables coming out here. We'll come back to them after. So today, right now, we're going to put this trim back on and the toolkit back on the trunk, on the trunk lid. Now, before you go ahead with that, I highly recommend you get the clips ready in this state because they are a bit fiddly. They come apart in two pieces like that. So make sure they're ready to go and just bang them in with a little hammer. I have got with me both a rubber hammer and just a tiny little hammer if I need to bang it in a bit. The clips. And do not forget, of course, that you have, be careful with these, 2 screws that are important. They've got like a felt on them, the same as the material on the trim. So don't forget them and don't lose them. So I'll just put them aside for the moment. So let's do it. So I've got all this cable tied in, ready to go. Just simply put her in place like so. I've got the clips in my pocket. Just simply, that's why I say have them ready, simply push them in, give them a tap. Job done. On to the next one. Two top ones to hold it up so you can let it go, and I like to start in the corners to put it in place. Kind of like holds it there and there. And of course do that one. One. Oh yeah. There she is in place. Yeah. Just get the rest of them. Yeah. Easy as that. A couple more, where are they? Up in these spots. And there, and one over the other corner. There we are. And I think that's it. Right. Yep, all in place. Yeah. We need a Phillips head, which I don't have with me. I'll just go and get it. Right, those 2 screws. Now, they're important because these little, you can see the hinges on here is what goes in there. So when we put the toolkit up, when you put this in the slot, you've got to put it in sideways and twist it. Put that in. Alright. Set the hinges in place there. Do up this screw. This bit here. That'll hold the toolkit in place for you. And then we can put these screws in place. Careful with them. There's your other one. There you are. One boot lid back together. And you've got your that toolkit like so. I've made sure I've got a full toolkit. I like to have all of the parts. Put that back. And that's our boot lid done. We have our handle in place. All looking good. Last thing to do, of course, is your badge. Need some double-sided tape on it. There normally are, where these pins are, there's normally some rubber grommets or something in the handle for them to sit in, but we'll just put some double-sided tape on it, and that will do the job for me. Oh, and lastly, don't forget to, before you finish the job, where are we? Check that the lights work and the number plates. And that's that job finished so far. Until we do, of course, make sure the handle actually opens the boot. And then the next stage is we've got to run this cable over to the video unit, connector in, and we've got to run this to power. And that will be it, but that's the next stage. I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to do this in 2 stages. We'll do I think the power first and the video cable after, because we've got to run a socket like that out of the, going to make my own up. We've got to put a couple of receptacles to go into the video unit connector blocks that go on the back of it. There's 2 of them. One of these has got to go in 2 different video in points. So need to wire that up in order to connect, so that we can connect this. So the next step will be to wire this up. That's going to be fun. So before we can do that, I've got to go and make up the cable. So for now, leave that one there. I've got another one inside the house already. So for now, this is where the job's going to stop. We've done all that, so job finished as far as that goes, and we'll come back for these 2 next time, once I've made up that connector. So for now, thanks for watching, and hopefully, as usual, that's been of some assistance to you. Oh, make sure that your rubber boots are all pushed in properly, so you're not going to get any leaks. And there you go. Thanks very much. Until the next time, thanks for watching. Hello, back again. Still working on putting the reversing camera in. Now, what I found, don't make the same mistake that I made, is that the E46 M3, the reverse light, of course, is on the trunk lid there, right? Silly me, routed the power wire, or the trigger wire, through here and out there. You don't need that. What you need to do is get into the reverse light here and patch into the connector, which is what I've done. I've just finished soldering them in. I'm going to tape them up, but that's what you need, and then that can go off to your camera. So what will happen, of course, is once you put it in reverse, you'll get the trigger signal, off you go. So don't make the same mistake that I made. This wire can now be removed, so all that effort for nothing to get that through. Not totally wasted, because you still need the video feed through. So but I just thought I'd let you know that little mistake that I made, now rectified. So shortly I will have power to the camera when I hit reverse. Okay, thanks for watching. I thought I'd better update people and let you know, just in case you give it a try. Thanks, hope you like it. Cheers. Oh, one further thing to add, by the way, you need to take the middle wire, which Germans use brown for some reason as the middle, as the ground. So that's your ground. I'm taking ground off there, and pin 1 is the positive that you need, or you could even take it from the yellow one, but I've taken it from pin 1. That goes to the reverse light positive, so make sure you tap into them. I would if I were you, but that's what I've done. You may choose to something else, but again, another little update I thought I'd let you know. When you have a look on the pins, you trace it back. Take this out, when you take this out, you can trace back where the pins are, and pin 1 goes straight to the positive on this indicator bulb. Alright, so it's something to note. Again, thanks, and we'll catch you next time. Well, hello all, back again. Now I'm on to the next phase of connecting up the reverse camera. So we're looking at BMW E46 M3 convertible. So as you can see, we're in the trunk. Now, for those who are not sure, when you look in the trunk of a convertible, got your sub, the TV, the video unit is over here, the video module is over in the corner here. Real sort of a place to get to. Of course, you've got your DVD drive here for your sat nav, and your CD exchange there, CD changer, sorry. Yeah, what you need to do is, I've got my trusty pin-out diagram. Now, you need to get hold of the white connector off your video unit. Then you need to separate the video unit, the connector. You need to get it out of its, I call it a carrier if you like. So you need to get it out of there. There's a little clip on the side of it. Where is it? Over here. Oh, come here. Little clip on the side of it. Just there where my thumb is, which clips into this little hole there. You just got to get a little screwdriver like this into it to open up that clip and set it free. It'll just slide straight out of there. So just put that aside for the moment. Over here in the tray. So what you got to do is get yourself one of these. Separate the leads. Of course, the outer, as everybody knows, just to be sure, is your earth, and your video feed, if you like, your active is in the middle. So looking at your pin diagram, our trusty diagram here, we want pins 13 and 14. 14 is the ground, 13 is the RV from the camera. So on this side you can see, I don't know how well you can see that the end is number 10, so obviously count along, there you go, number 13 and number 14. So you just put your receptacles in there, and you will need, they're a little bit of a chew on, but you'll need something like this with a blunt tip preferably, just to get inside the cavity there, just to push the receptacle in its socket. And if you really do need to, I also use one of these to kind of really get right down in there and just push it in place, because you want it to just put that in position there, come on, stay still, because you want it to be right down the bottom there like the others. So make sure your connectors, your receptacles, line right up there. So just push down in the middle there just to lock them in place. They will lock in place, and you're pretty much done. Then we got to put this back on and then connect it back to the video box, and hopefully we can connect our video feed here. And I've already connected up the power source, of course. When I go into reverse, I'll get my supply to the camera, and from what I understand, what should happen is the video box, the video module, should do the switching for me to turn the audio on, the video on to the display for the camera. It should automatically switch, from what I understand. We'll soon find out if that actually works or not. I don't know at this point. So what we have here is also my video cord. Now what I haven't done is I haven't run the cable around the trunk yet. I've still got it just hanging from where it's brought in to the trunk. So we'll wait for that. So we'll just connect her up. So we connect that onto there, and then I'm going to put the camera down to put this back on, and then we'll connect it up to the video module, and hopefully I get an image when I go into reverse. So I'll stop right now, put the camera down, let me put this back on. It just slides back on, don't worry about that. And I'll be back in a moment.